Hey everyone, welcome to Frenchie's Nook and Friday night's episode. I hope everybody's having a great week so far. I'm glad you've joined me, and I'm hoping that everybody's having a great time, and I hope that everyone's got some big plans for Thanksgiving this weekend. You know, it's the only time of year where you can feast like this, I guess, and well, you can feast. I guess there's no other word for it than that. So welcome to Frenchie's Nook. If you haven't been here before, my name is Jean-Guy. I also over on Facebook at PTSD, The Truth Behind the Smile. But tonight we're going to talk about flashbacks. And if nobody is aware of what flashbacks actually are, then that's great, because they do really suck. And they are not something for they're not intended for the faint at heart either. Like, they are nasty, and they are something that will get you caught up in a very short time, and you won't even realize it, and then you're there, and it's scary. It's not a symptom of PTSD that well, none of the symptoms are very enjoyed or very appreciated. None of them are to me, but this one here does strike a nerve more times than not when it does happen. And like I said, this is entitled flashbacks. This is a symptom that we're talking about tonight. So what is a flashback? Well, in plain terms, in layman's terms, a flashback is a trauma or event that took place that you are now back in that same position. Now, you're not really there, but what it means is you are reliving that trauma or that event in your mind, and you can replay the details. You can smell the smells that are there. You can hear the people talking. It's almost as if you're back there, and it's very frightening, because this symptom will come on without a moment's notice. There's no build up to it. There's no feeling anxious at first, and then it develops. It's literally there, and it's there in no time. And it's something that if you're with another person at the time, then it's something that they're probably going to notice, because you're totally dissociated when this happens. You're not aware of what's going on around you. You're literally right in the middle of a traumatic event that you've already experienced or witnessed, but your mind is taking you back there. Like we've said before, the brain can do some crazy things, and it's way more advanced than we'll ever imagine. But it'll take a traumatic event and replay it in your mind, in your head, just like you're there. And like I said, that's the scary part of it, because there are a couple that I've experienced, and they're pretty much spot on. They are bang on to what the event or the traumatic event was like, right down to the noises, right down to the smell. I could smell the situation or the scene. I can hear the noises. I can hear the people talking in the background. It's kind of like a mutter, but it's there. I can feel the presence of being there. And you know what? When it comes down to it, I can almost feel the temperature difference. I know it's crazy, but this is all with your mind. What your mind is playing with you, and it's scary what your mind will do. But to relive a traumatic event is, well, to witness a traumatic event is horrible. It's something that you'll never want to go through in your life. Everybody will witness one at some point in their life, maybe more. If you are an emergency service, or you're a military veteran, or you work in a hospital, or otherwise, you're going to come across traumatic situations, and you're going to have to figure out a way to push through them. But the key to pushing through them is not burying them. What you need to do is, if you feel like crap, then that's okay. You're allowed to feel like crap. And you need to remember that recovering from a traumatic event is a process. And it's a process in your mind that your mind needs to figure out what happened, figure out the outcome, and process it and move on. It's not move on, bury it and move on. It's give yourself time to work through it and to figure it out. Because if you don't, there's a very good chance. Well, there's a chance. I'm not going to say there's a good chance. There's a chance that it may come up later on in your life. And you don't want that, believe you me. So we're talking about flashbacks, and there's not a lot to talk about. I basically explained what it is, and I basically gave an example of what you can feel, what you can see, what you can hear, what you can smell. It's all the senses, and they're all working. They're all working together to make this traumatic experience even more real. And that's what makes it scary. And that's what makes it so tough, because, like I said, there's nothing leading up to it. It's not like when you're in a hyperarousal state, you're always in that state. But there are things that happen throughout the day or throughout your week or month that will scare you, or that you'll be aware of a little more than others. But when it comes to flashbacks, they just kind of seem to roll into your mind. And sometimes you can let them slip and go by. And sometimes you can try as hard as you can, but you just cannot let them push them away. And usually that's the ones that hang on. And sometimes those are the ones that end up turning into quite a flashback. People experience them in different ways. By no means is my way the only way. There are other, people have other examples and other things that have happened to them that they've experienced a flashback as well. And if you're looking for a deeper meaning, I guess, then, don't be shy to, ask your doctor if you're suffering from PTSD. Then ask your doctor about flashbacks. Ask them what to look for, or how to work through them or cope with them once you've been involved in one, I guess we'll say. So as I've said before, I'm not sure if I mentioned it over here on this page or not. PTSD, The Truth Behind the Smile, is my Facebook page that I run. And we are starting up a peer support group in the Stratford, Ontario area. And so if you're in the area and you suffer from PTSD, then wait no longer. We are starting up a peer support group, hopefully by the end of October. We're still firming up our dates. We have our location. We're firming up our dates now and our times. So if you're suffering, or if you know somebody that is suffering from PTSD, we're opening this up to anyone with PTSD, diagnosed with PTSD. It doesn't matter if you're not police, fire, ambulance, military, corrections. It does not matter. If you have PTSD, then you are welcome to join us. So like I said, stay tuned. If you're looking for updates, head on over to PTSD, The Truth Behind the Smile on Facebook. That's where you'll find most of the updates taking place. I will try to update on YouTube as well. It is a platform that I am using a little more often than not. So watch for me over on Facebook. Watch for me here on YouTube. Look for the updates, and I will be back here Friday night next week for another episode of Frenchie's Nook. Take care and happy Thanksgiving.